Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. It is October 3rd. And wow, October has started like a missile, just gone. Crazy things every single day. Such a fast news cycle, you can't even grasp what's going on. So the highlights, as near as I can figure it, is Pompeo has admitted, yes, I was on that phone call with Trump and the Ukrainian Prime Minister Zelensky. But, we were just talking about how to get corruption out of his country. Why don't, Mr. Secretary of State, you try to deal with the corruption of you and what's going on in your office and leave Mr. Zelensky alone to deal with his business in his country? Just a thought, just sort of a random thought I'm having. What else? Barr is, getting in more and more trouble for these trips he's taking to try to drum up business for other countries to help him to discredit the investigation and to, in fact, try to discredit the whole confusion about the 2016 election. And, it's a difficult thing. Honestly, I really feel sorry for the leaders of, Australia and Italy and the UK that he has been in touch with, because they're kind of in a tough spot, right? I mean, this is the United States. And even though it's a right royal mess right now, it is still the United States. It is still a very big country. It is still very powerful. And it still has a lot of clout. So these leaders are listening to this lunatic rave. And part of their brain calculation has to be, I can't really piss him off because, oh my God, what if those people in the United States elect him for another term? I can't burn my bridges with this guy, even though we understand that he's kind of really, really mentally unbalanced. So it's a difficult spot for these people to be in, because on the one hand, they kind of have to look as if they're humoring him without sort of actually giving up any of the cookies in the cookie jar. So, again, this just becomes one more thing that the United States is going to have to repair once he is gone. And, I don't mean to keep getting on the same soapbox, but you need to make sure that whoever gets elected is capable and has the standing, I guess, to actually start fixing this stuff, because it's not good. It's not good. Okay, so that's my little rant and ramble for today. So a couple of interesting things that I thought I would take a look at today. And the first one, I could look at Pompeo again, but, he's being pretty blunt and obvious. It's deny, deny, deny. And then when you're really, really caught, basically take this attitude of, so what if I did? Excuse me? Government officials? So there's that. There is also, Barr. He could be looked at again. But I gotta tell you, what I'm most interested in right now is taking a little bit more of a dive on Pence. Because I have to be honest, and I'm pretty sure I have been, I'm having a kind of a hard time getting a read on kind of where he's going to be in 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 12. And part of that is honestly because the energies are in such a state of flux right now. There is so much going on, and there are consequences to what is going on that sort of haven't been fine-tuned. The consequences for the behavior has not quite been determined. And based on the consequences of behavior, then that creates the either the opportunities or the restrictions moving forward, right? I mean, everything is a result of what came before it. And right now, what's coming before Pence is just so volatile, so up in the air, that it's a little bit hard, frankly, just to get a read on where he's at and what's going on with him. But I'm going to try. So that's my question. I want to find out about Pence, what's going on with him, what's going on in the Pence household, perhaps, and what, you know, the sort of immediate future holds for him. So I have a question. Come on down. Okay, so let's take a look at, how about this? Pence, legal, political. Pence, legal, political. Pence, legal, political. Because Pence is in trouble, right? I mean, he's in trouble here. He is not the innocent bystander. He is not coming up like clean. I think I just did that. Anyways, and so let's see how this is going to turn out for him. Okay. There has been a lot of talk and speculation about his, you know, kind of relationship with Trump and the interactions that go on between the two of them. It is very apparent that Trump views him as somebody that he can manipulate like a puppet. You know, he just wants him standing there looking, you know, moon-eyed when Trump is there rambling insanity. But he really doesn't give him a lot of actual substantive stuff to do. And I gotta say, after a vice president like Joe Biden, it's almost twice as hard to sort of stomach the behavior of Pence because, frankly, you know, people have gotten used to a vice president with a little bit more personality, a little bit more drive, a little bit more involved. And then you have, you know, Pence the puppet. So, and that, honestly, that relationship is not going to change. I mean, he is just scared of Trump. That's the bottom line. He's scared of him. Trump hurts his feelings. Trump picks on him. Trump is mean. And these things are starting to have a little bit of an impact on this guy. On the one hand, he has these crazy political aspirations. But on the other hand, he really is kind of like beaten down. And it's an interesting thing about the people in Trump's orbit. He has this way of sort of convincing you that you're special. You're the one I need. You're the one I would never betray. You're the one I will protect. And you know, if they stuck their head up out of the sand for 5 darn minutes, they would absolutely see that Trump does that for no one. Frankly, he's not even capable of protecting his own damn self. So I don't know why other people would think that he's capable of protecting them. However, again, he is in that place where he's like, I can't afford to antagonize this guy, so I'm just going to play along. But the playing along is going to get him into trouble. And this sun is not, you know, in most readings, private readings, the sun is a really auspicious card to get. This is about illumination, and he is scared of what could come up, what may come up, and what might be put in front of him to answer for. And he doesn't have answers. Wow. Okay, so you've got both the Lovers and the Two of Cups coming together within cards of each other. So this is not only relationships that Pence has with Trump and frankly with the Trump family, because they don't like him so much. And he's really aware of the fact that they wouldn't hesitate to push him off the cliff. But it's also about relationships that Pence has that perhaps might not be the best if they were illuminated. And, you know, these, and I don't know a whole heck of a lot, if anything, about Pence and his business relationships with other countries or other people. I'm just not knowledgeable about that. But I do understand that there are a few questionable ones, or a few that, you know, kind of raise eyebrows. So there's definitely that going on. So there's that caution that he really doesn't want to draw too much attention to himself, because he's, again, now realizing the kind of spotlight a president is under. Oh my goodness. And so one of the things that, okay, so I've got both cards coming up that represent Trump. We've got the King of Pentacles and the Fool, and between that is the Nine of Wands. So what this is telling me is that Trump literally keeps this man on the defense. He doesn't feel secure. He doesn't feel stable. He literally feels like every step could be a catastrophic wrong step. And so in many ways, he is like, honestly, he's like any other person who is bullied or who is being like terrorized, where you become very unsure about how to move forward because you never exactly know what is going to set off that explosion. Now, if this sounds like I'm sympathetic to Pence, that would be wrong. I'm not sympathetic. I think that when you take an oath to an office, or an oath to, in the United States' case, a constitution, that should be your first mistress. You know what I mean? That should be the one that gets the attention and the focus and the commitment, not the people who are trying to corrupt. But Pence is not strong, and so he has fallen into line. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay. Judgment is going to come down on Pence for activities across the sea. What does that mean? Is that business dealings? I don't know. Is that meeting with other leaders? I don't know. Is it because he didn't go to the Ukrainian president's inaugural? I don't know. I just know that he is going to be coming in for some really sharp criticism in the next little while about behaviors and things that happened overseas or internationally, things that happened with other countries. And his guilt, more than anything, is going to be about standing by and doing nothing to protect the country he is sworn to protect. And I'm not saying there aren't shady dealings. I'm sure there are. But he is in many ways going to be seen as incredibly disloyal to the people of the United States. And as a result, things are not looking good for him. Excuse me. Things are literally looking like this could be a career ender. And so I don't know. Okay, I don't know what's going to come out. But whatever it is right now is sort of currently shrouded in secrecy. It's quiet. No one's talking about it. Maybe no one knows about it yet, or the people who know about it are prepared to keep the secret, and the people who perhaps would not be prepared to keep the secret, like journalists, do not know about it yet. But it's going to come out. It's going to leak. And there is going to be a very, very strong emotional response. And this is the thing, because Pence is like, I got to tell you, every time I think of Pence, I literally think, I see in my head a bowl, and in the bowl is a piece of white squishy bread. You know that really soft bread that it's really awesome to make peanut butter and jam sandwiches with, the really squishy kind? That's in a bowl. And over top of the squishy white bed that has really no firmness or substance to it is milk. He always strikes me as that piece of bread that's saturated with milk. It's bland. It It has no personality. It has no ability to recreate itself into something strong or forceful. I just see him as milk and bread in a bowl. And because of that, the emotional response that whatever is going to bring him down is going to be actually really, really hard for him to take, because he doesn't have the wherewithal to know how to take it. He can't stand up to any sort of criticism or any sort of significant pushback. And the only way and reason that he does stand up is because he's more scared of what is behind him pushing back versus what is in front of him pushing forward. So he's more afraid of Trump than he actually is of the people of America. But that's going to change when he actually gets some real significant pushback. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be very long before it comes out. I would not be surprised if this comes out within 3 weeks, I want to say, soon. But something's coming down for him, and oh lordy, it does not look good. And there goes his promise. Any political future, any shining star he was holding on to and hoping that he could sort of use it as a jumping point or manifest some sort of a new, stronger, more powerful Pence, gone, okay? He does not have anything that is indicating that he is actually going to be able to survive this. I'm not going to go so far to say that someone's going to threaten to impeach him, but he's going to be put in some really difficult positions. He may be another one who is actually called upon to come forward to testify, to provide some documents, and it's not going to be good. Okay, he's going to be worried about it. People are going to be making him offers or telling him he has to do things or submit to things and he doesn't want to. But be that as it may, that's going to be his sort of like reality. He's going to be disappointed and he's going to have to walk away basically empty-handed, because he is not going to be able to balance. He's not going to continue to juggle, because the scales of justice literally have tipped too far out of balance, and there's nowhere for him to go but kind of down that rabbit chute. Okay, it's not good. Yeah. So, again, normally the Empress is a really wonderful card about growth and expansion and that kind of thing. And in this case, it really does mean the same thing. It means growth and expansions of the truth. It means that coming to light from the White House, which has been kept hidden or secreted. And it's all going to start coming out. Wow. You know what? Astrologically, I don't do astrology. Frankly, it hurts my brain. I get all confused about the squares and all of it confuses me. But I would love for somebody to let me know what is going on in Pence's chart this month. And if anybody out there has been watching somebody who has done a video on that, please send that information forward, because it is as if everything is just coming at him, and there is no sustainable way for him to get himself into a better place. There's just not. The possessions, money, backroom deals, secrets are going to be talked about, and the truth is going to come out, and it's not going to be good for him. He's not going to be able to get out of it. Quid pro quos. He's in trouble. So I would really, really be curious to know. That's why I kept flipping cards, because I knew it was close. He's in trouble. Does he assume the presidency? Based on this, I'm going to say not so much. But we shall see as this continues to evolve. But either way, this is a very, very difficult time for Pence. Okay. For those of you who are Bernie Sanders fans, it was announced this morning that he has undergone sort of some emergency heart surgery. He had a couple of blocks that needed to be dealt with and unblocked. Energetically, I have asked, and he's going to be fine. He's going to be off, the campaign trail and out of circulation for a very short period of time, like literally 4 or 5 days. Like honestly, by the beginning or middle of next week, he's going to be back at it. Perhaps at a slightly slower pace, but he will be back at it. So he's going to be fine. So no worries or concerns there that I was able to pick up on. So I was thinking about this, and I just sort of want to share it with you. I was thinking about kind of the residue or the remnants that get left from kind of presidential scandals. And I very clearly remember when the whole Clinton thing was going on. And honestly, I had a brand new baby at the time. I had a 16-month-old baby at the time, and a new one. And my life was a little busy, so I can't say that I was paying a great deal of attention to it. But I remember being really annoyed with the way this thing was spinning out, because what it was doing, and honestly, and the way he handled it, what he did was he created a situation or an environment where there were certain acts, sexual acts, that he was now calling not sexual, not sex. And I remember talking to a girlfriend of mine at the time saying, oh my God, does this man not realize that he has just given all of the teenagers of the world license to do this in an unprotected and unsafe way, and just randomly, because he's literally out there saying it's not sex, it's not a big deal, don't worry about it. That really, I remember being super agitated about it at the time. And so I was thinking about the legacy that this presidency is going to leave behind. And one of the really sad things that is going to be the result of this is the fact that, your kid is being bullied in the playground, right? What do you tell them? You say, go to someone in authority. They will help you. They will protect you. They will help resolve this situation. So we're raised, and then we in turn raise our children and our grandchildren to understand that if, there is an attack, if there is bullying, you go to somebody in authority because they have the power and ability to help you. What this presidency has done is showed that some of the people in the highest bloody authority in your land, Secretary of State, Attorney General of the United States, Vice President of the United States, political leaders in the United States can all be bullied. That's what this presidency, that's going to be the long-term effect that is going to have to be, never mind all the international stuff, never mind all the regular, all of that, I'm aware. But what I'm saying is, just on an emotional level, the message that is being sent out to our young ones about what happens when somebody bullies you right now, the message is you back down, you drop on the floor, you put your belly up like a scared animal, and that's what you do, because there's no way to fight bullying. And that is really, really sad to me. So certainly I'm not telling you how to parent your kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews, but I do ask that it's something you kind of be mindful of, because the message that is going out over and over and over again is you can't fight a bully. That's not the right message. Okay, so exciting times. Pelosi and Adam Schiff did a news conference today, and that was very interesting. Things are moving ahead very quickly, and we all are glad to see that happening, and we are all paying close attention. And by the way, I got a couple of comments yesterday about people saying, I phoned my representative demanding that they do something about Pompeo. I texted them. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. That is exactly what needs to be done. Keep the pressure on. Whether your representatives are Republican, Independents, or Democrats, keep that heat on. Because again, it is the power of the people. It is. I'm telling you. It's all about, creating enough of a movement, creating enough momentum, enough like-minded people coming together. That is what creates change. And my amazing viewers, that really does seem to be your priority and goal. And that's awesome. Keep going. You're doing a really good job. All right. So that's it for today. Take care. Be well. I will see you really, really soon. Bye.